Hi, welcome back. With us right now is a rabbi with a good idea. This is Rabbi Eli Teitelbaum, who is the co-coordinator of Dial-A-Daf, which is a telephone service that allows people who are too busy to attend lectures at schools or synagogues to study the Talmud. Welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
Sir, Rabbi, tell me a little bit about, before we listen in on the service, where the idea came from.
Well, there are many, many people who study the Talmud every single day, and quite a few pages to finish it all off. Not everybody can learn it on his own. Not everybody could attend a daily lecture. And the best way to get that Talmud to the people who can't come to a daily lecture, I guess, is on the phone. The phone you can call from anywhere.
So how do you organize that, Rabbi?
Very simple. People hear about us. People call us up. They want to get in on it, and they become subscribers.
Well, no, I guess what I meant originally was, how did you originally organize it? Because you have some of the world's greatest rabbis on the phone for you.
How we organized it? Well, it was very difficult. First of all, we went to many, many lecturers, to rabbis, to educators, and we asked them to give us a copy of their lecture, their particular way that they explain it. After we listened to 50 or 100 of them, we picked the best. We selected just the best ones.
How many actually was it?
Actually, you figure about 10, 15 people on a rotating basis keep on doing it for us.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are fantastic. They have a power of explaining something very difficult. If you ever study the Talmud, you know that the Talmud is very difficult.
Well, that's the thing that is a great teacher, particularly on the phone, where you don't see all of the powers of persuasion and communication that we would see, you know, in a live classroom or a lecture situation.
The Talmud is a very difficult thing, and you need the best teachers and the finest teachers to explain it. And that's what we have, and the people just love it.
All right. Before we tell people a little bit about, if they're interested, how to avail themselves of this, let's listen in. I don't know where we are in the Talmud, and even if I hear it, I probably won't know where we are.
It shouldn't make any difference if we are dealing with different rooftops up different heights. Amar lahu Abaya, and on that Abaya answered, Lo shmiya lechu, didn't you hear, Hadi Amar Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi, that which Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi said, that Omer Haya Rav Meir, he said that Rav Meir used to say, that Kol Makam Mishata Maitzi Shtei Rishuyas, that any time where we find there are two different Rishuyas, Behein Rishus Achas, and halachically they are considered one Rishus. For example, let us assume that there is a pillar which is standing in the middle of a Rishus HaYachid, let's say in the middle of a courtyard, which is high 10 tfachim, Barach Daled, and it is wide 4 tfachim. Also, Lakate follows, so it is also for a person to put something down there from the Rishus HaYachid and to adjust the shoulder strap.
We may pick up the phone in a moment or two.
There's an injunction.
This is not a very slow speaking individual here on the phone. This is machine gun fire.
Well, we don't want anyone to fall asleep on us in the middle. We want them to stay awake. You must have a yeshiva background. If you notice, there's even words that are not translated.
Sure. Yeah.
Your person can't just join this program unless he studied the Talmud before and he has a high school, he's graduated yeshiva high school. It's college level.
It's a college level. Now, what do you get other than the satisfaction and the knowledge from learning it? Is there any proof that you took this telephone course?
Nobody really that's listening wants proof. It's a mitzvah. It's a great, everybody studies every day. Every Jew makes sure that every day he has a daily study schedule. And we study the Talmud. Thousands upon thousands of people go every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. They attend a daily lecture. They're able to get in their community, they get in their synagogue, and some people unfortunately just can't make it.
All right, now let's talk about the practical things involved with Dial-A-Daf. What does the service actually consist of?
Well, the service is simple. Every hour on the hour, you can call in and get that day's page. You see, many years ago, in something like 1928, there was one very, very famous rabbi, Rabbi Meir Shapiro, who said that all Jews, all people should study the same page of the Talmud every single day. So that if you meet your friend and you want to discuss something with them, we're both studying the same page. We have something to discuss.
So that you can talk about it and interpret in different...
And so hundreds and thousands of people in all countries, Jews around the world, will study. It's called the Daf Yomi. They will study that same page. And now not everybody can study it on his own. Not everybody could attend a lecture. There are people that are shut-ins. There are people in hospitals. Or there are people that can't make that daily lecture. And if you miss one lecture, you don't understand what's happening the next day. Let's say you have a wedding, you have a bar mitzvah, and you can't go to the group.
It's not like a soap opera where you can miss for 3 months and then come back.
That's right.
So go ahead.
No way. Anyway, people have to phone in every single day. They don't have to listen to our lecture every day. They can go to a regular lecture. When they miss that, When they miss their regular lecture, they come back to us and they say, okay, let me call in today. I can't make it. I have a wedding tonight. I'll call in to Dial a Daf tonight. And they get the daily lecture on Dial a Daf.
So now, if an individual is watching right now would like to avail themselves of this service, this is not free, although non-profit service is indicated. Will you just take a moment and explain how it works?
Sure, it's quite simple. I'll give them a telephone number which they can call up. They can get the information sent to them.
Right.
We'll give them we'll supply them with the application. And the number to call is 436-4999. If they call that number and they leave their name and address, we send them the application forms.
436-4999. This is not to hear the Talmud interpretation for that day.
All they can do is get the information sent to them how to become a subscriber. This is a subscriber service. Person becomes a subscriber, he pays $6 a month for the service. And $6 a month, I'm sure you realize, is much less than one private lesson.
Absolutely.
It's just,
now suppose the person who's watching on the other end of the line has questions. How do you handle something like that?
Well, first of all, we try to explain it so well that there shouldn't be any questions. Second of all, he has the opportunity to call back anytime he wishes, the next hour and the next hour. So let's say he has a difficult segment that he didn't understand. He looks at his watch, he sees it's 7:20 to 7:25, that he didn't understand. He calls back 8:20 to 8:25 or 9:20 to 9:25 and he gets it over again. If he still doesn't understand it, he can ask his local rabbi. Explain it to him.
It's not, you don't really take questions in written form.
No, we don't bother with it. But if people call us, we'll tell them who the person is giving that particular page. We'll give them his telephone number. They can even call him. He'll be glad to help them.
But it's explained so carefully. Who do you have more male or female callers on a service like this?
Generally, it's mostly male because it's the men, the boys, older boys and men that study the Talmud. The Talmud is a little bit too intricate for girls to go into it and to study it in general. It's studied mostly by men in all yeshivas and college levels.
Do you think that will, I mean, as things are changing, the relationship between men and women's roles are expanding, do you think that aspect will change in your religion?
That's very possible, but I don't think it will change as far as our religion is concerned, because there's so much for a woman to study that she has to know that she's first got to finish that. And I don't know how that would take a long time.
The women are just as, I don't know that much about this specifically, the women are just as busy studying as the men, but they're studying
what they have to know.
They're studying different
A woman has so many things that she has to know for herself, for all the laws regarding women. So she's always busy studying so many things that it's difficult for her to
How long has this service been in place?
We started last year in November when the cycle started. It's a 7.5 year cycle. We started in November, and we were expecting only 200-300 people to join. And what happened, we were avalanche with so many people who want to become members that we had to put in more lines and expand our service here. And now we had to expand the service into different states.
Well, again, it is Dial a Daf. And just one more time, give the phone number to call for more information on it.
436-4999.
That's a 212 area code.
That's right.
436-4999. Rabbi Teitelbaum, thank you very much for being with us on today's program. We'll be back right after this.
Okay.